Hi everyone! I made another sewing vlog and it will be all about this cute bolero from Otome Sewing 2. This is the pattern I used from the book. First I copied it onto my paper and then I cut out everything. Of course, my cat likes to be cuddled when I'm working on my pattern. And here's the completed pattern. The next step would be to pin the pattern to the fabric, trace the lines with a pen and add 1.5 centimeters sewing allowance. Then all the pieces are cut. I didn't draw a pattern for my frill because it's just a rectangle. For the mini lining, I just used my pattern again. I later cut the lining because it was a bit too large and very visible under the thin fabric. These are all the pieces from the fabric I will use. I cut out about 10 centimeters of the fabric and used it for a soft frill. The book starts with doing the shoulder and then the side seams first, but I always like to start by going over the edges with a medium zigzag stitch and then do the seams. This is my mini lining and front and back were sewn in place. I frilled it by using my larger straight stitch, Then pin it to my bolero with the right sides together, and afterwards it's sewn in place. The lining is then pinned over it. I cut away the extra edges. Afterwards I turned it around and added my lace. Here I do the top lining part. It's not really visible though. The sleeves are next. I first go over the shoulders with my largest stitch and then sew together the sides. This will be the large frill for my sleeves. I do them a bit differently than in the book. I first go over one side with my largest stitch and then sew the sides together. Finally I turn over the seams and sew them. For this the sleeve is turned so that the right side is outside. Then the frill is pulled a bit and with the right sides together they are pinned in place. Instead of going over it with the machine, I added more lace and then hand stitched it in place. Next I put in the sleeves. Here I pull the sleeve a bit and then with the right sides together the sleeve is set. I put away the bottom part of my machine because it's much easier to sew the sleeves without it. I then went over the top front part with the machine, then hand stitched the lace. I only made small stitches because they are less visible. This is another lace, but it's for the neckline. I pin it, but with the left side of the frill to my right side of the fabric. The seam of the frill is pinned to the middle back. This will be my bow and I used the satin ribbon for it. I measured out what I needed and cut. The bow is basically just folding everything. I made a bow folding tutorial a while ago, so maybe check that out too. back is sewn in place. Adding a hook and eye was not in the book, but I wanted some kind of closing. The bow will be detachable and therefore I glued a pin to it. And that was it. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider supporting me on Ko-fi.